imperative. So how exactly does search engines work? Search engines exist to discover, understand, and organize the internet's content in order to offer the most relevant results to the questions searchers are asking. To show up in search results, your content needs to be first visible to the search engine. It's arguably the most important piece of SEO puzzle. If your site can't be found, there's no way you will ever show up in the SER piece or search engine results page. Now, search engines have three primary functions. Crawling, this is basically scouring the internet for content, looking over the code and the content for each URL they find. Indexing, store and organize the content found during the crawling process. Once a page is in the index, it's in the running to be displayed as a result to any relevant queries. Third is ranking. Ranking basically provides the pieces of content that will best answer a searcher's query, which means that results are ordered by the most relevant ones first to the least relevant ones last. Let's explore each of these a little further. So what is crawling? Crawling is the discovery process in which search engines send out a team of robots, also known as crawlers or spiders, to find out new and updated content. Now let me talk to you a bit about robots, or as we call them, bots. An internet bot is nothing but a software application that runs automated tasks over the internet. Tasks run by bots are typically simple and they are performed at a much higher rate compared to human internet activity. So Googlebot is only a computer program which is written by Google that crawls the web and adds pages to its index. Googlebot crawls web pages via links or hyperlinks. It finds and reads new and updated content and suggests what should be added to the index. Googlebot also uses the sitemaps and databases of links discovered during previous crawls to determine where to go next. Whenever the crawler finds new links on a site, it adds them to the list of pages to visit next. If Googlebot finds changes in the links or broken links, it will take a note and then it will update the index accordingly. The program determines how often it will crawl pages. To make sure Googlebot can correctly index your site, you need to check your site's crawlability. If your site is available to crawlers, they come around often and they find out what's new. The next step is indexing. So how exactly does indexing work? After finding a page, the bot fetches or renders the page in the way your browser does. That means the bot sees what you see, including images, videos, other dynamic page content, etc. The bot then organizes this content into categories, including images, CSS, HTML, text and keywords, etc. Now, this process actually allows the crawler to what we call understand what's on the page. And this is a necessary precursor to deciding for which keyword searches the page is relevant. Now, the search engines then store this information in an index. An index is a giant database with a catalog entry for every word seen on every web page indexed. Google's index is called the Caffeine Index. And to give you an idea of how big it is, it takes up around 100 million gigabytes and fills server farms, which is basically thousands of computers that never get turned off, and they are located across the globe. Let's explore ranking. In the final step, search engines sort through indexed information and return the right results for each query. They do that with search algorithms. Algorithms are rules or mathematical models that analyze what a searcher is looking for and which results best answer the query. Algorithms use numerous factors to define the quality of the pages in their index. Many of the ranking factors used in these algorithms use popularity of a piece of content and even qualitative experiences that users would have on the page. Other factors would include something like backlink quality, mobile friendliness, how recent or how fresh your content is, engagement that's happening on the page, as well as page speed. So what really happens when search is performed? Now that we have understood there are three steps in the process of process that search engines use, let us just walk through how search engines answer queries from the moment you type a term in the search bar. Step one is search engines parse intent. To return relevant results, search engines have to understand the search intent behind a term. They use sophisticated language models to do that, breaking down your query into chunks of keywords and parsing. For example, if Google's synonym system allows the search engine to recognize when groups of words mean the same thing. Let us just search for floral parasols. Okay. Now you see a lot of results which have got umbrella, etc., etc. So the search engine has figured out that umbrella is a synonym for parasol. Search engines also use keywords to understand broad categories of search intent. Now, if I were to type parasols online, it will start throwing where I can buy, because it has kind of figured out my intent behind the phrase floral parasols online. Search engines also use freshness algorithms to understand search intent. The algorithms identify trending keywords and return newer pages. You would have noticed that during elections, the results are radically different from what you see during non-election times. Step 2 is where search engines match pages to query intent. Once the search engine understands the kind of result you want to see, it needs to match the pages. Factors which help in matching these pages include the title of the page, the content, that is the type of content, as well as the quality of the site, freshness, the popularity, as well as language of the query. Now, step 3 is where the search engines apply localized factors. So that could mean location. Some searches like restaurants near me are obviously location dependent, but you would have noticed that at times, if you search for paneer tikka masala from Bombay, the results will be very different from what your friend gets for searching paneer tikka masala in Delhi. The localized factors also include things like search settings, whether you have a preferred language or you have opted for something called safe search, which filters out content. It also includes factors like search history. Now, if you search for Mumbai hotel, you will see results for hotels in Bombay. And if you click on something like Hotel Mumbai, the movie, and then you come back and search again, you will start seeing more of the movie results. All right, moving on, let us look at some of the tactics and methods. All right, step 1, ensure good user experience. That would mean clear navigation and ease of use. Simple steps: keep fewer number of clicks so that users can reach their destinations faster. Layout should be intuitive. The flow or transition of pages should be intuitive, and the visual design should be appealing. Action buttons should be located in the right places, as well as it should be easy to work with, particularly in the case of mobile sites. Content creation. Ensure there is proper content strategy in place. There should be a content calendar and schedule in place with the agility to meet topical as well as other unplanned events. Content should be relevant and useful to the visitor, and it should add value to him or her. Content can be in the form of text articles, infographics, images and photos, videos, podcasts, webinars, white papers, PDFs, etc. Keyword research is a critical component of SEO. Content marketing. Content marketing involves creation as well as dissemination of information which is valuable and relevant so as to acquire new customers, engage with existing customers, and prevent churn. The ultimate aim is to increase the proportion of engaged customers and thereby help in increasing your revenues. Create backlinks. Backlinks get created when you have a good quality content. For example, if you have an amazing site on cricket history, and when BBC or Times of India writes an article on cricket and they link it back to your site, these are backlinks. Backlinks are also created when your page is linked up or quoted in by social media users. Make sure you disseminate your stories or content out there. Let me give you an example of what I recently came across. I came across an article about a dog. This dog is peculiar and cute because every time his owner drops something on the floor, the dog picks it up, things like paper, towel, books, etc. The dog picks it up and he hands it back to the owner. Now, I saw this on a news site, but eventually then I clicked on the link and landed up on the Instagram page and started following the dog's handle. Now, look at the process that has happened. One, there was a very good content, in this case, the video of the dog. Two, there was dissemination of the content, which was by posting on Instagram. And three was optimizing the Instagram content. Maybe he might have used good hashtags, etc., so that it got discovered by probably by a journalist who works for a news site. And once the journalist published the story on his website, more and more people discovered it and came back to the original Instagram story. So that's how backlinks add credibility and bring traffic to your site. It can be a site, it can be your Insta page, it can also be your Twitter